Yami Sura. Take another Utrani of water and pour into your right hand. Shivatattam Shodayami Sura. Now wipe your mouth from right to left, left to right. Wash your hands. 3 fingers, your index finger, middle finger and your ring finger on the top of your lips and below your lips, bottom of your lips. Wash your hands. Now bring your index finger and your thumb on your nose. Right nose, nostrils, left nostrils. Wash your hands. Now bring your ring finger and your thumb together. Touch your right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear. Now wash your hands and bring your last finger and your thumb onto your navel center. Your right chest, left chest, and now wash your hands. Now bring all your fingers on top of your crown of your head, and on your right shoulders and your left shoulders, in your heart center. Now let's chant the Sankalpa, the saddest conscious resolution for today. Your conscious resolution is what you are going to carry throughout the day and from now onwards. So ignoring your past and not living in your present, you're only living in your present, not living in your future. Now bring your hands, right hand on top of your left hand on your right thigh, and visualize that you're already there. Whatever you are, you're complete being. And let's chant Sankalpa mantra. Om Namo Pata Samasta Dvidakshaya Dvara Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Parameshwar Prityartham Shri Nithyanandeshwari Parameshwar Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwari Parameshwar Prityartham Cha Adya Purvokta Evam Guna Visheshna Vishishtayam Asyam Shubhatittao Puran Arogya Yukta Dritagatra Yogika Sharira Siddhyartham Parameshwar Shakti Avishkaranartham Nithyananda Yoga Abhyasam Karishye Om Apaupasprisya. Now wash your hands. And start removing your body with your conscious resolution. Now we'll start with a little warm up. Now stand up on the mat. Move your ankle. Rotate it clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now also your left ankle clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now move consciously on your knees. Bring whole awareness on your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, skeleton dance. Just move your body, bring awareness to each and in every body part. Visualize the skeleton, just plain bones. Just bring awareness and visualize that you have a skeleton. Just close your eyes, just for a moment.
स्थित्वा उष्ट्रासने स्थित्वा चरणौ भूमौ नुत्ताभ्य मस्तकोपरि नीत्वा विष्टप्रदेशेन भूमौ स्थापयेत् आकाशकपोटं भवति and relax. In the next asana of the sequence is Katakasana, the sparrow pose. This asana comes from Kapalabhati's Hatha Paddhati. Helps to promote a forward folding, enhancing spinal flexibility and supports nervous system pathways. Now sit on your knees, keep your forearms on the ground. Doing the Sahaja Kumbhaka, continue the Mula Bandha, Vijapa, or Nithyananda Yoga. Ashtavakrasana. Vasishtamathato ninyam uddhapukkutameva cha ashtavakramatottanam mayuram setuvardhanam. Then relax. The next asana is Kainasana, the life pose. This asana comes from the Rudra Yamana Tantra and combines advanced hip flexibility with spinal rotation. Here you are going to bring your right foot, the left foot onto the right thigh and the
1st of April to the end, 30th of April. So welcome all of you to join this Paramashasana program. The link is projected on the screen. Kindly register if you are interested. And thank you so much for watching. Nithyananda. Let's end with Purna Mantra.